Okay, so I guess this is the big news today. I got another letter from Esurance, which was my automobile insurance provider for many years now. Before that, it was what was it? It was Mercury, and then it was Esurance, which is was a subsidiary of State Farm. I don't know, but the thing about it was, I got a letter in like August or early September saying Esurance will no longer be offering Southern California's coverage. So you are covered through the end of this policy period. After that, we are no longer covering you, but we wish you well. It's just a California thing. We just can't cover California drivers anymore. So anyway, I was still covered when I had an accident in downtown LA last September. I was covered until mid-October. So I had what would normally be considered a messy fender bender. And I'm not exaggerating. A messy fender bender, that's what it was. I was getting downtown LA is not crowded. It's not like you're fighting cars or anything, but I was trying to make a difficult left that had a very short left lane to get to my doctor's. And I had already missed it 2 times, and I was listening to GPS, who was telling me, and this was one of those GPS situations, because they usually go, get in left lane and prepare to turn left. But no, it's not one of those. It's one of these, get in left lane and turn left, because that's it in the light screen, right? So I'm inching into that lane, and I'm going like 12. I know, but anyway, I don't see anything, and it's blam! I got hit, but it was my fault because my nose was in their lane, and they couldn't stop in time. So I'm not blaming anything on like speed or anything. I said, hey, it's my bad. And they said, yeah, it's bad. You didn't see us in your blind spot. I'm not going to do anything to add anything to try and make this more dramatic, or to try and manipulate your thoughts on it. But here's the deal. So I go like this, and as soon as I nose in, it's wham, boom, and I'm like, oh God, what goes on? And that car goes on back around me, back into the right lane, and goes on up Olive Street. I turn immediately left and park it right there, like where I was going to park it, where I was going to turn left anyway. I just moved and parked it there, and got out of my car and was running toward the people going, please don't worry. Please don't worry. I have insurance, and I know I was at fault. I appreciate it when people do that to me when they hit me. I appreciate it. So anyway, I get there, and it's a young family. It's a father, a mother, and a baby that's about, I'm going to say the baby's about a year old. Not quite a toddler. Now, everybody is fine, and nobody is upset except for the big dude that's yelling at me, who said, this is all, what you did, and he was with them somehow, but got in a car and said, I'll be back. I gotta go pick my kid up, anyway, whatever. He was being an asshole. He left, so I'm there with little Papa, Mama, and baby, and I'm like, are y'all all right? And Papa says, yeah, we're all right. And he takes his phone, and he's looking at his phone. I said, listen, you can call the police, but they're not going to come. If you have a fender bender, they will only come if somebody has to leave the accident scene in an ambulance. That's the only time they'll show up, because they're so frequent here. He said, I'm not calling police. I'm calling my lawyer. And I said, your lawyer? He said, yeah. He wasn't being an asshole. He was just like, yeah. And I said, are you going to sue me? And he said, I have to. And I went, what? And then, I swear to God, the lawyer on the other end picks up like they're old friends and says, yeah, Christian, what's up? And he goes, it's another one. And she's like, oops, come on. And then they're like, she is coaching him to be mean to me and like get his insurance information right now before he gets, and I'm like, I'm a 63-year-old man in a truck that's probably undrivable right now. So I'm on my way to my heart doctor. And when this happened, I actually pissed in my pants. I'm not going to run off on you. But anyway, this young couple, I was being nice with them and everything. So anyway, he's talking, and then I got my information, and I'm like, here it is. And they're like, this is from 2000. And that lawyer's going, if you think, and I'm like, listen, I have been fully insured by this company for 31 years. That's what I'm going to tell you right there. It's always the same one. I may not always have the current piece of paper that came in the mail, but it's always my same policy number, and it's always the same information. And I've done this 2 or 3 times because this is not the first time I've been in a fender bender in LA. So this is my insurance. So then they figured it out. It's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, okay, well, yeah, like, what's that? And then they're talking about what all they're going to do, and I'm hearing it. I'm sorry, I got excited. I'm hearing it, and I say, excuse me, but I think it's a little early to be talking a lawsuit since the motors are still hot, and none of the damage has been estimated or looked at by anyone. And she says, oh, sir, please, I want you to know something. We are not coming after you personally. We're going after your insurance company. We will only go after you personally if your insurance doesn't give us what we want. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay, a bolt was bent on something in the driver's wheel. They hit my car. It bent a bolt. My car was undrivable. It had to be towed home. But anyway, so I should have known. So then, like, I don't know. About Christmas time, I got the news that they were all injured. Oh my God, they were injured so badly. They need all of this. Okay, Papa, about 23 years old, about 5'11". His color doesn't have anything to do with it, but he's a young black man. And yeah, when you have something like this and somebody's going to try and sue you, you go look him up and you find out that he's like, oh, he's an actor and a model in Hollywood. But honey, he's saddled with an unattractive baby mama because the mother was nice. She didn't say much, but he was pretty. She wasn't pretty. But anyway, and the baby, not pretty. I'm just going to tell you. Baby, not pretty. I don't care. Anyway, but the baby was just billing and cooing. Nobody was hurt. Nobody nothing. And they talked, you know, the lawyer, is anybody, oh no, we're not hurt. But yet they're still talking about this in front of me. Anyway, so yeah. I just talked to, I mean, you know, the whole time I'm talking to insurance going, you do realize that these are like career litigants and that if you just, do you not have a fraud department? So she just told me today, and she's real nice, and I'm just going to go with the flow because that's evidently what it does. And she basically answered my question. So I said, so you don't check to see, and she goes, well, if there are red flags, and unfortunately, there were no red flags on this one, so yeah, we're just gonna, and I'm like, so me telling you all this story about him calling his law, you couldn't even just look and see that he just had a huge payout for the same thing in July before the accident in September? Yeah, no, and if, I would have kept going, but my friend in Indiana said, just, you know what, just cooperate, smile, you're not gonna be out a penny or anything, but you know what, I'm out my car, and it was like, I was going to have to get new insurance, and then it was like, well, I'm not getting new insurance now because it cost me a fortune, because now I've been responsible for an auto accident, first time in many years. So I just donated my truck, because I was like, you know what, it needs too much work for me to put into it right now. I had a friend who got it back and got it running, but I'm like, I don't think this is even legal to drive on the streets, and to tell you the truth, the majority of the harm was body work that I could not really fathom putting into a 27-year-old truck. You know, just not going to do it. So I donated it, and it brought $1,500. Now, see, this I knew. This was good. And that's pretty good as far as these, you donate your car. And then you get to deduct that year from, I don't know how that's going to work. I don't even think I make enough money to really do taxes anymore. But anyway, of course, that's nonsense. I always do my taxes, but I don't make enough money to have to pay a lot of taxes. That's what I'm saying. So anyway, the thing was that when they had those big auctions like that at the state level, there are people there who are wheeling and dealing, and they're looking at those vehicles. And I tell you something, 99 Ford Ranger is a very sought after truck in Los Angeles, especially one that is as clean under the hood as mine was. Because my friend who came over here, you know, he thought I didn't know. He was like, God, it's obvious you don't know. And he was so sweet to do this and help me about the car. And I was like, yeah, I admit I don't know much about the car. But it was all dirty and beat up and banged up and all things. It's been an accident. And it was. Anyway, he said, you mind popping the hood? And I popped the hood and he said, well, no, I know you're going to need. And he went, okay, you don't need that. Well, maybe you could. And then he looked and he said, this is in excellent condition. You love this truck, don't you? And I said, I do. I absolutely love it. This has been my truck where I learned that if you love it, you will take care of it. That under the hood is more important than what's on the hood, you know. I kept it looking good for a long time, but after certain times, when it started getting little dents and stuff, I just let them ride. And then, anyway, I donated the truck for $1,500 thing. And those people, oh, I forgot to tell you this. They did tell me one thing. Those bastards were not insured. They were like in a brand new vehicle, and he told me he was an Uber driver, which I don't think he is. I think that might have been his plan. They had a brand new car with no insurance, and they were going too fast. You know what? If we'd been going downtown speed, they would have seen me getting in there. They wouldn't have tried to. Anyway, the thing is, they're scam artists, and they are what is called career litigants. And my insurance company ain't going to do anything about it except for pay them off. It really sucks that they're getting he has been paid $100,000 because they presented. So I said this, and she answered, you know, it's because they're on the line. They can't say anything about other lawyers and stuff, but she did kind of go, yeah, kind of the way it is. So here's the thing. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're in any accident at all, call an accident attorney because they'll find a way for you to milk that person's insurance company dry. I mean, you can do it easy. You can do it easy. I wish I'd had the gumption to use. I just get so rattled. I didn't pull my phone out because you know how dumb I am at times. Well, they're filming everything. I don't need it. Surely they'll share theirs with me. I did take pictures of my car and stuff and their car, but I didn't know, you know, what. They had dash cam footage and everything. So anyway, and dash cam footage does not mean that I said I'm in the wrong, but you know what? I didn't hurt those damn people. They didn't get hurt. And the thing is, I hope that karma's real, but I'm doubting the way things are looking right now that karma is real in the world. And it's looking like evil will actually win out right now. That's how it feels right now for me. So that's my day, and I love you. Bye.